is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
What up? What up? What up? It's your boy.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm Jake.
I'm Tyler.
This is the show. You heard the intro, and it's my birthday.
That's cool.
I am 31
You
today.
are really, really flowing today.
Yeah. I felt like that was a really solid intro. I felt pretty good about it. Honestly.
Interesting, because I'm the one who's been doing like the rap stuff.
Yeah.
And you're the one who's just killing it right now on the mic.
Episode 173.
You're killing it on the mic, bro.
Yeah. 173. You and me together.
173. Oh, saying. What time are we at? We haven't sworn
minute
yet.
4.
We haven't sworn
That's
yet.
pretty impressive.
I don't think. Have we?
No, we haven't. No.
Okay, good.
Brilliant.
Nice. Let's try to keep that going.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about. We took a
We
week.
sing too much. All right.
We took a week off.
I went to Minnesota, and I got to see Bruce Dickinson on stage fight a giant Eddie Iron Maiden with a fucking laser shit.
129.
With a fucking laser cannon. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah,
was really
so
cool.
you had that trip, and then
was fun.
I was just doing, my birthday is while we're recording this, so I was doing some birthday stuff.
Kind of like you. It's almost like you went on vacay right after I got back. You know what I mean? So like
because I had taken some time off from
about 10
work.
days.
Yeah,
about
so-
10 days total of us just not seeing each other.
Well, it was just one of those things where I had
Sad.
I had time off that I could take. I had plenty of PTO at my job, so there was like, you know what?
PTO, what's that?
What's that? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just take some extra days off around my birthday. So yeah, it was almost like we overlapped in vacations a little bit, but so that's why we're a little bit behind. But we're gonna catch up this week.
You're behind.
Whoa. Well, we're gonna catch up, and we have new things to talk about because on Friday saw Venom: The Last Dance.
Yeah, so he's gonna basically get 2 long boxes this week.
Oh my god. And I also have something a comic book I want to talk about. And we're reviewing a comic book this week. And, of course, talking about Penguin and Agatha. But first, now we have to do a stupid segment that is ridiculous.
I was in, I don't know if anybody has been to the Mall of America, but it's really fucking cool. It's just really cool. You don't really have to spend money to just walk around and look at stuff. And it's so much to look at. And
I went there a couple years ago.
Well, I went down. I got my jersey traded in. I went to the Lego store. Of course, the obligatory Lego store. I got to go. And then I took all my stuff back to... I was going to go on one of the rides in the middle because they do have some rides for, adults. And I was going to go... I parked like... I was literally like... you come into the entrance and walk downstairs and take a left, and like that's the middle of the mall. So I parked really close. So I'm like, I'm going to take my stuff back to the car, and then I'm going to come back. And I couldn't find one that I liked. So instead I went all the way up to the top, the very top of the Mall of America, which is where the food court is. Or I think it's maybe the 4th or the 3rd. But I went all the way, and I was walking around trying to find, I have nothing to do. Looking at all the different, they got the regular shit like Burger King and whatnot, but they also got some funky stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to eat yet, And then I see this thing, it's called the Abisu Life Store. And it's just full of authentic Japanese stuff. Just stuff. They have these huge statues of like anime characters in the windows. I took my picture with a couple of them. It's fucking insane, right? And just all these random like toys. And I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at this wall, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. And for all I know, it's all snacks, right? Like snacks and whatever else. I don't realize that this is like, not only do they have like toys and stuff, but they also have like cleaning supplies and things, right? Mm-hmm. And like groceries, like regular stuff, right? Like a drugstore even. So I'm looking at this wall, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I can't really see any sort of symbol on these packages that tells me like what the flavor might be. Now I know you're like, oh, okay, was it like a chip? I have no idea what it was. And so I finally read the shelf, which was in English, to see what I was looking at. Because again, I thought I was looking at a wall full of like chips or cookies or something in packages.
Yeah.
Tampons. Yeah.
Interesting. 'Cause
Again, there was nothing that said to me that they were other than the fact that I had seen that around that same area, like a couple of aisles away, there was snacks. There was like whatever, and it was just God. I'm so dumb. Like what? Yeah, just dumb, right? So then I turn around and there's this whole aisle of chips,
which leads us to
chips. Sorry. We'll do one this week and one next week. Oh, you said hey. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. I said, hey.
there we go.
So I got a couple different things. I got two things. It's a couple toys, but I also got Lay's Yam Crisps, and it's cucumber flavor. And then the other one is one that, because it's your birthday, we won't do that one today. But we're going to have to.
Is it squid? I don't like seafood. I'm not a big seafood guy.
I didn't know that. If I would have known that, I would have gotten something like
I'll try it.
For some reason, there were like a lot of different brands that had the same flavor. Mexican chicken tomato. I don't know what that means. But that was no, I'm serious. Like
I don't either.
They had Lay's, and then they had all sorts of different types of chips. I just bought the Lay's because it's honestly like, hey, I know what I'm probably getting, right?
Yeah.
As far as Lay's quality, right? I don't know about the other types of chips. I don't know. So I got the. We're gonna do the cucumber crisps. I didn't know that you didn't like seafood. I would have gotten something like they did have a grapefruit flavored chip.
Okay.
It was on the shelf. Said
I don't really like grapefruit either.
Well, I don't either. That's not the point of this. The point of this
is to make each other suffer.
Yeah. No, the point of this
First of all, you're going to pour those chips into the Venom popcorn bucket right now. Can you imagine?
No, we're not. They look small. I didn't think they would be that small. I thought they'd be more like chips. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't. So these are Lay's Yam Crisps, and they are manufactured, I believe, in Japan. Oh, God! Oh!
Wow. I mean, that's a bit extreme. What is that?
I don't want to eat anymore.
What, you don't like cucumbers? You really don't like cucumbers?
I thought it was like...
That's what it tastes like. It just tastes like cucumbers.
You don't just eat a cucumber. You put some salt in it.
No, man. I eat cucumbers straight up. I'm a cucumber guy. You know? Hey. You know what?
I'll eat your ass.
I'm not bad. I'm enjoying them.
I fucking hate them. This is a problem. I got these so that we would have something that we would kind of like, and I hate them. I can't fucking imagine what those goddamn things are.
Are you really that upset about some cucumber chips, my man?
I don't like them. They're tasteless and wooden and gross.
So I'm gonna say,
ew, fuck you.
From Tyler. Is that right? Is that accurate? I'm just saying.
I thought it would be like a salty snack. It's not
Yeah,
salty at
Sorry,
all.
I was trying to because
It's bland, and then it tastes like a fat cucumber in your mouth.
Hey, now,
Sorry.
usually you got to pay for that.
I did. It was like $5 for this bag.
Having sex with him.
That's an oldie but a goodie. Jesus, Lordy. So, yeah, I'm shocked. I truly am. I think it's pretty tasty, but I like cucumbers.
It's bland though.
Hey, man.
There's no savory saltiness.
Let me tell you something. When it comes to my greens, when I'm talking like vegetables and stuff like that, I am a plain Jane kind of guy. You know, I like just a sliced up cucumber. That's it. I like some carrots. You know what I mean? I don't need any flash with it.
I don't like the yam. I don't like that the yam.
I don't really taste the yam. in my
Whatever,
opinion.
dude. It's wooden and tasteless, and I
Wow.
want it. I want it gone from the face of the earth.
You hear what he's saying, America?
I hate it.
You hear what he's saying about cucumbers?
I love cucumbers, but
This is
not
a pro
as
cucumber
flavor.
podcast, my man.
Not as a flavor of chip.
All right.
If you're
We're
going to give
moving
me a
on.
cucumber flavor, you give me like tzatziki or something, which is made from cucumbers, or a salty cucumber. You don't give me just a straight up cucumber cut from the cucumber and here's a disc full of cucumber. Hey, can I get some salt? No, you just eat it. You eat all that wooden fibrous material and just ugh. No ranch or nothing. Can you tell I'm American?
So, Penguin episode 5.
I don't. Mad.
You need to let it go. You just need to be like Elsa, dude. Let it go.
You shut up. Where's that thing? Okay.
Like that popular motion picture, Frozen.
I still have never seen it.
I don't think you ever would. But
I don't really have a reason to.
Why would
I don't
you?
have kids.
Exactly. Why
Yeah.
would you? Yeah, so Penguin episode 5 is a crazy episode. I think the show continues to ramp up its stakes and ramp up just what it is in terms of like what it's building towards, and eventually what we're going to see in the finale and what's going to probably play out into Batman part 2.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
A couple weeks ago, I made a rather bold prediction about what's her name becoming the Penguin because of some different couple of theories I had. Whatever.
Yeah.
On the page, the Max page, it says the rise of Oswald Cobb into the Penguin.
Yeah.
So my theory, I don't think holds much water anymore.
Yeah.
But pretty insane how everything has turned out
Yeah.
for him. And I gotta say, that fucking scene was brutal.
Well,
I watched it in Minnesota. The first night that I was in my hotel, I logged into my Max on the little TV there. And just, I know we're going to jump around, whatever. But you look at like the things. It's
out.
No, I'm saying like it was just really fucking brutal. And then of course like his whole plan, if they tried to fuck him over, ends up fucking himself over, because then the mushrooms are dead. But
Yeah.
then it seems like by the end he's got his lair.
Oh, I like how this builds and now that the storytelling that we're going forward of the dual storyline of Sophia building her crime family, and then
What are they called again?
the Gigantes, and then having Oz build up his drug empire, and how they're going to be clashing, and
Well,
where
the
that's building
Maronis are
towards.
going to join.
The Maronis are gone. Or no, sorry, the Falcones are gone. The Maronis are extremely depleted.
Right, but didn't she try and link up with Sal Maroni?
No, yeah, she does. We're jumping all over the place. So
We-
I want to talk about a few things.
That's fine.
I want to talk about her relationship with Vidi, Johnny. That whole thing of where she held him, and then this whole thing of torture, and this pouring ice cold water on him, stripping him down into the. Keep in mind, this is in November where this is taking place, so it's cold down there, especially when you're stripped down to your underwear and you're covered in ice cold water.
I'm already cold,
Yeah, I'm already cold in my basement right now doing this podcast,
and I got a fucking hoodie on.
And that whole sequence is so. It just like you were talking about, it is so brutal. There's so many brutal sequences in the show, and when she finally gets the answer she wants on the money, and then says, okay, I'm not necessarily letting you go, but you're going to work for me now, pretty much, and then that sequence of that whole scene, again, just the performance of her, Sofia Falcone, and then Sofia Gigante in this scene where she says, "Look, I gassed all of them. I fucking killed them. Okay? And they were shitty to you too. You should not have any fucking loyalty to them. And I am a Gigante, and this is the Gigante family. I'm gonna give you this money as a sign of like we're all gonna get paid. You're gonna get a cut of this." And she shows an example of we're not doing this anymore when Vidi tries to say anything, blows his fucking head off.
I fucking saw that
I
coming.
was like, oh.
I saw that coming just because I was like, I can't believe that she's going to
torture him and then keep him alive.
I can't believe that she's going to allow him to like survive all this shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I know she needed him to bring everybody together, but like
to get the meeting, yeah.
as soon as they started that meeting, I'm like, at some point she's just going to pull out a gun and blow him away.
Yeah.
Like, I just as a show of like,
I am in control.
A, I don't want him around anyway, and B, this is not fucking, we're not playing, kids games.
Which again shows you more and more how tragic it is that Sophia just becomes this killer and becomes this villain. Because she didn't deserve this. And she became the killer they wanted her to be. And like she is becoming such a compelling villain.
Yeah.
In this what they're doing with this Batman universe. And I would not have thought I would care this much about her and Penguin's storyline and what they're doing with that.
I liked, even though we're not going to get any more of it because I believe she's dead, but I really liked the character of Magpie that was introduced in the show when she was in Arkham.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll turn out to be like a villain or whatever from the... I don't know. But you almost forget you're watching like the Penguin and Batman and DC. You almost forget because you're like, he's
this
not
is happening in Gotham. Yeah,
yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah. It's really good because no matter what I'm seeing, no matter what I'm watching, I understand that like this is just really fucking good television with really compelling characters.
lived-in world with believable characters.
Every time I hear somebody talking about it, they're like, I forget that he's there, and then I see him sometimes, Colin Farrell,
Yeah.
and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And the scene with his mom was really compelling because like,
So, yeah, they take.
because he's trying to be like, hey,
There's
I'm
a lot
here,
of heat on
and
him
she's
now
like,
because
fuck
the
you.
Falcone now
Yeah.
because Sophia's mad at him. The Marconis are after him.
Maroni's.
I keep saying the Marconis. The goddamn radio.
Those
wars.
fucking radio gangsters.
We control the airways, bitch.
Listen.
Violation. Maronis. Right?
Yeah. Sal Maroni.
Maroni.
Falcone.
So the Maronis.
Well, Gigante now.
Yeah. Want him dead, obviously. But he kidnaps. Oh my god. So the opening scene of this episode where he gets his other like underlings and they assault where the sun is. Oh my god. No, because he has noise canceling headphones on.
Yeah.
And they're just fucking capping dudes in the background, and there's no sound. Oh,
He's
gosh.
getting a tattoo, I think.
He's getting a tattoo. He's all fucked up on drops or something. I was like, I love it. I love it. And then, boom, title card. Like, I love that. And so, yeah, he kidnaps him to pull Sal into and those guys out to just draw them in and set up a plan. I'm like, I'm gonna kill them both and get my mushrooms back. And
fucking brutal, dude.
Sets them on fire.
Not only that, he waits until
hugs, they hug.
Yes.
And
so
then
that she's covered in it too.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
And then it's again moments like that, and then with Sophia torturing a man and then executing him in front of other people, and Penguin just burning a mother and son alive, regardless of the fact they're criminals and they did bad shit.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
still fucked up.
That's fucking insane.
And then you're like, oh yeah, these are bad people. These are villains. They remind you when you have a little bit of sympathy. You're like, oh no, these are bad motherfuckers.
And there's a part of you that's like, fucking fuck you,
who cares?
dude.
They're all bad people.
No,
Fuck 'em.
there's a part of you that's like, your fucking mushrooms are fucking.
Yeah, and then when that
gone.
fucks up, it's like he keeps fucking up because he's such an idiot. Like he keeps having these
That's what
plans
happens
and
when
they
you're-
never work.
When you're killing people like that so brutally and shit. I mean, shit. What do you want?
When you're so violent and you're just gonna end up killing each other constantly because you can't trust each other.
No.
You can't trust killers and drug dealers, and you just can't.
But yeah, the performances are out of this world. Of course, he tries to kill Sal Maroni. That doesn't work, and he ends up being able to escape because of it. It looks like, if I am not mistaken, Sal Maroni
kills
escaped
the
guard that tries to kill him.
Yeah, the dudes that are helping the underlings that are helping Penguin. So yeah, then that moment was crazy when he's just like, yeah, I killed him or whatever. He's like, yeah, well, I killed your fucking wife and your son, so that's what you get for trying to fuck me over. And it's like, again, I'm kind of just like, yeah, fuck it, let it all burn. Let it all burn. Let Sophia do this. Because again, they're criminals.
They're not good people, sir. They're not good people.
The only arguably good moral character is Victor. And so he takes Penguin's mom to where he lives. Crown Point, that was devastated by the water flood or the flood. And she just kind of sees where she's back and living in the shit that she was trying so hard to get out of, and not handling it well. I mean, like, how can you even fucking take care of me?
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to have all this money and control all this shit, and you can't even take care of your mother. Yeah, and it's really sad, but again, what did you expect, Oz? This is the life you chose. You wanted to be this fucking gangster mob boss where you sold out Sophia just to get noticed. And you did all this shit just so you can just put your mom back where you started.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet tonight's episode will be a flashback for Oz.
Well, it talks about his brothers and shit.
Because we don't know what happened to him.
And yeah, then we end the episode with them going into the sewers and realizing we can regrow the mushrooms here because this is good for fungus. It's this damp, dark environment. And then, yeah, we build like
stock.
Hey, what do you think would be good for that? That's right. It starts here, Vic. Hey, can you figure this out?
I'm sorry.
This what happens when you fuck.
Sorry.
This what happens when you fuck me over, Sal. I'm sorry. Hey, what are you showing me?
All right.
Sweetheart.
Hey. What?
No, you keep going.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, now we're just doing mobster movie cliches.
That's true.
I'm walking here. That's not a mobster movie cliche. That's Dustin Hoffman, actually.
For the first time in a long time, Tyler, we are going to have a comic book review on the show. That's right. We have, and it's a number one. And we touched on it last week. We're talking about the DC All-In stuff that's happening.
Right.
That's been happening since March. And now with Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman and then eventually Absolute Superman, it's going to be like, this is the big new...
Did we talk about the All-In universe and what it is last week?
Yes, how they're going to incorporate Elseworlds into like a shared universe, which is stupid because Elseworlds should just be its own thing and not have a shared...
There shouldn't be a universe.
Why? That's the
fact,
whole point.
In fact, can I tell you one thing? The Gotham by Gaslight story, that should have its own universe. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so on. Long Halloween, all that
You're
shit.
supposed to tell me like Doom, the Doom that came to Gotham, the Lovecraftian thing that came out a few years ago, like that is supposed to be tied into a connected universe. Why? It should just be its own thing.
Stop.
Anyway, so that being said, this is Scott Snyder, Nick Dragata on the art, and I will say this as someone who just recently read all of East of West. and love that series.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love the art of this book
It's
because it
great.
looks like I love Nick Dragata's art.
So good.
And I love Scott Snyder's writing.
It's almost like the moments. Okay, so we'll get to the story itself, but there are two kind of stories going on. There's one which kind of explains his origin a little bit when he's a kid, and then there's the rest of the story. And a lot like the Punisher that we reviewed, they're drawn in different styles, and the style that the young Bruce parts are drawn in almost seem like a storybook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the rest is very harsh.
Yeah.
Very harsh and spare, and just a lot of
So for some changes, for starters, this majority of this first issue is told through the perspective of Alfred.
which
But
is interesting. Yeah,
It's not the Alfred we know. Now there has been some additions to his origins throughout the history of his character, that he's had some military experience and things like that.
they tried to make a series about it.
This goes its own thing, and it says he's like this special ops secret agent, Alfred Pennyworth, which is not which at first I was like, this is a little weird, but as it progresses, I kind of just roll with it and enjoy it.
Right. So that's the thing, is like I first started with that, and I'm like, okay, that's a little weird, but then I realized, well, there's precedence for that. It's not like they're going way off the grid here.
Yeah.
And what we start to realize is that there's this group called the Party Animals, and Alfred Pennyworth is working for a strange.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
as someone who really likes, and I feel like we don't get I want to see more of Black Mask. I love the fact that he is the kind of the tease of one of the big bads of this story.
Yeah.
And I love that. And that's what the Party Animals are, because they wear these gorilla masks. They're black gorilla masks. And even I was like, I'm sure you picked up right away, oh, this is Black Mask. This is Roman Sionis. And all that stuff. But
So, yeah. So he's working for some random, or we don't know, some sort of mysterious
Black Ops shit.
Black Ops.
you know what it probably is Task Force X or
Maybe.
something, maybe. Yeah. Or Waller.
Then we go to Croc's gym, which is interesting because we see Bruce, and he's huge, and he's having his having flashbacks and everything about being in the zoo with his dad, who's a teacher. But Crocmaster, is that what his name is?
What?
But that's a villain in the
It's
regular
Killer Croc.
Yeah, Killer Croc. Sorry, Crocmaster's from G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
But Killer Croc owns the gym, and it looks like he's friends with like the Riddler and Selena Kyle, and
Yeah, it's like Bruce is friends with the Rogues,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
And I don't know if what Scott is trying to set up in that, and maybe so. There's two things that I think Scott is trying to set up. He's trying to set up that, and I'm sure this is where he's probably going to go with this. Bruce is so smart that he is friended up with these guys that he knows are not always, like, he knows they're doing some shady shit.
Right.
And he's getting close to them so he can bring down the underbelly. Or he is a younger Bruce and he just didn't pick up on the fact that his friends are actually villains or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But at the very least, it does set up something interesting. And especially the fact that Killer Croc owns a gym and that he's working out. Also, I hope they explain why he's so freaking huge. And I think they're getting to that in this first issue, because it continues to set things up like a good first issue should. Like with the big fight at the end of the issue, when he like screams at them and you see the black tentacles come out.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, okay, so there's something with the dark side stuff with him. I'm like, okay, so he's got powers to some extent.
I don't know about that. I just
some
think
abilities.
I think I believe his cape is capable of
Parademon like shit, right?
Well, no, I just think his cape is a lot more, maybe even psionically controlled by him, perhaps. But there's clearly, like, I mean, it's a construct that he invents. But after we see him at the
which
gym,
explains, by the way, explains that first cover that explains why his cape looks like that. Maybe it is some sort of material that he got
It talks
from
about
Apocalypse. That because it's
Well, no, I don't know, but where is it again that he talks about? Because it talks about how he created the. Alfred does it. That's right. Hang on, let's go look at him.
Anyway.
I'd
like to point out some of the things that
We'll get
Scott
there.
Snyder does with his suit and things that he does that I've never seen before, which is crazy to think with Batman.
Well-
but the fact that he can break off the ears on his cowl into
Yeah,
knives and
that's
cut
pretty
these
fucking
dudes
cool.
up. And then when he goes to fight the big bad in the final fight, and I don't give a shit, Tyler, this was cool as fuck, when he takes out a
It is
handle,
really cool.
that's like a nightstick handle, extends out, pops the symbol off his chest, and he has this big ass axe that's a bat symbol. You can't tell me that shit ain't
It's
cool.
not a bat symbol anymore. It is really cool. So we see.
I was so
So we see the Maronis and the
like
Falcons.
like that Transformers book. When I was reading that and he did that and took out the axe, I'm like, I literally threw my fists up. Like, okay, this book's incredible. Like, what's going on?
I had to read it a couple times,
Yeah.
but so we see the Maronis and the Falcons are meeting with Roman, and he's got these alien creatures with him, and they end up just slaughtering him. It's pretty
Yeah.
badass, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, that scene was epic because they cut this whole time. There's music, and they cut the music, and he cuts the music, and also how they're doing Black Mask in this is interesting. It's not the traditional skull-looking mask.
No.
It's this more like techno, like VR style, like circular. Like there's still the skull on it, but the top is like this really cool, like technodrome.
Imagine Mysterio's mask with a skull nose and mouth on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
It looks really cool.
But
I
they show
I
him all
love
these
his
death
design
masks,
in this.
and they show him all these death masks. And yeah, like who are those creatures with them and everything? They're clearly they got the same kind of mask, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, his
head
like
or- I
his
don't
like concubines or whatever the term is.
But so they show Bruce getting ready as he intercut with all these stories about these party animals that are just murdering people in just willy-nilly on the streets.
Yeah.
Then we go to Mayor Gordon, who's having a thing like a town hall, and there's people yelling and everything.
The party animals assault the thing. And,
Yeah.
And
one woman stands up, and she's clearly like got a lot of clout and whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, she's supposed to be somebody, and we don't know who she is. But then the party animals show up, and that's what I'm talking about. Like he grabs him with his cape.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
several times in he does stuff
So,
with his cape. Yeah.
And at the end, when Alfred runs through his biography, we'll see what that means. Because he talks about how when he was a kid, he invented this bridge material or whatever. But yeah, so whatever you hear, do not open this door.
Yeah. Which they call back to later because that's what his dad says when his dad gets shot at the zoo.
Some dude just shows up. Apparently, his dad is taking the class
to
the zoo, right? And this dude just shows up in the zoo, just shooting.
And by the way, I hope that is it. I hope there's nothing other than like it's just it's shooting. Like it's just that random act of violence, and that is what pushes Bruce to the levels it does.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's going to go to. But like that whole sequence of him showing up and just and like Alfred again. I love the fact that it's going from Alfred's point of view of describing of like it's impressive of like how he cuts them just right not to kill them. He cuts to this just the right arteries and just and like how good he is at this.
So when the party animals show up, Alfred is out and kind of checking stuff out, and he's told basically just to observe. But if the other guy
if he tries to fight Alfred, he gives
the other player jumps in who is Batman, then he's supposed to take him out or whatever, and he's like, obviously I'm not going to
engage if necessary. If he engages with you.
So clearly it's bulletproof.
Yeah,
because he pops down and he's got his wing around him, his cape around him, and it's blowing away. But like here, where like he grabs the dude and then flings him into the fucking tree,
Oh yeah, his cape. I love that his cape is it's like
And then he
it
drops
almost
on it.
it almost looks like Venom. It almost looks like
Yeah,
symbiotes like popping off of him.
So there's different parts where the hell is it again? There's a part where like there's different parts in the book where like bats are crazy. Where the hell is it? They talk about they show like the part where he's like bats,
the zoo, yeah.
Yeah, hang upside down, walk on their hands.
So yeah, he actually makes the cape move like a bat.
Yeah. And it's really, really cool. So he's just kicking the shit out of these guys. And he takes care of the first guys. And they're basically telling Pennyworth to take him out.
Yeah.
And he's like,
well, I'd
I
rather
wanna
watch
see
him
what
do
he,
this. Yeah.
And this is when he just goes off, man.
Yeah, he's slicing them up, and that's when Alfred is what he says. Oh, just enough not to hurt them.
Yeah, and he's
or just enough
he's
not to kill them.
clearly
But
wow,
that's when he
man.
goes. That's a problem.
This guy's good.
And then this is my favorite part. No fatalities at all, not one.
Yeah.
So an idealist, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Like he hates that he's an idealist.
And then when
The big bad comes up and says, "Get the fuck out of our way,"
Yeah.
and that's when he creates an axe and just chops his hand off.
Yeah.
And just says, "You know what? Get the fuck out of my way." And
Yeah.
that's when the spikes pop out of the cape, and it's just like
he tells
okay.
him like, "Hey, there's a hospital near here, motherfucker. Get going."
Yeah.
But the best part is
I cut it just if you go now.
the best
you can-
part, he says like, "Hey, well, if you're smart, you'll go ahead and at the end of the fight,
yeah.
where he's running away, he's like, you'll have some tactical stuff set up to." Do you know what I'm talking about?
I hear that you can reattach them sometimes. There's a hospital 3 blocks south of here, or is it east? I can't seem to remember all of a sudden.
Yeah, I would run if I were
But
you.
I'd run.
Let me see 1 second.
Oh wait, the rest of you, I'm going to give you one chance to get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah, I just want to see one. There's a part where he's, well done. But if you were a true tactician, you'd have set up a trap for those fleeing the boom. Huh. So he's basically
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. And then he comes up. He's like, "That's the sound of a DC-34 automatic shotgun, son. There are only 3 of them in the world. It could blow your brains all over the sidewalk before you even blink." And he just takes care of him.
Yeah.
He's so 24 years old. Mom is a social worker. Dad is a teacher. Grow up in crime alley. High friends in low places. Smart. Excel at school. Then 5th grade, you win a standout student engineering competition, creating a mobile, collapsible bridge that can be used to bring aid to locations hit by catastrophic damage from war and cataclysm, origami-like, based on the anatomy of a batwing. And that's like, so then they show his dad getting shot, and he says, "Bruce, whatever you hear, do not open this door."
Yeah.
And that's a callback to that. And then he goes, and he basically just becomes. One review I read talks about
the genius of this is that he starts taking jobs to work inside the sewers,
right,
and works in, so he understands every part of every facet of the city, piece of work of the city.
This particular iteration of Batman might be the truest master of Gotham that we've ever fucking seen, man. Because he knows the guts.
Yeah.
Previous ones were like he's rich, so he knows about all the building projects and stuff because he, whatever. But this one's even better because he's not on the front page ever.
Yeah.
This is even better, man. And he's still not a killer. Movie makers.
So when he gets so Alfred shows up in his hideout, gets the drop on him,
which is on the top of one of the...
On top, yeah. Not on the, like in a cave. It's on top of all the buildings because he knows where to hide out.
Yeah.
And so he shows up, and Alfred's like, he's got the gun. He goes, "Give me the gun, kid. You're no killer." And then just shoots him in the fucking face. And he hits him. And then when you look at what it is, it's a buckshot full of tiny little fucking batarangs in his face. And he's like, "You piece of..." And it's funny because it's a visual of like, "You fucking dick." Like, like you didn't have to shoot me that close to fucking range.
Right.
And then he goes, and then a few things happen very fast. First, I realized the little shit modifies my price shotgun to be non-lethal, ruined it. Second, I hear that very gun chatter by my side as though he's saying, "Keep it," which I fucking love that. And then third, I hear this roar, the roar of my own damn bike. Because, by the way, his other bike got stolen. And he goes, "I hate this fucking city when it gets stolen."
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he rides off, and then it's that beautiful double splash page to end it. And then
there's 2 great double splashes. The title is just a gun in a hand, and it's called
Zoo.
Part 1 of 5, The Zoo.
But then, this one he's got those bat wings out, and then he's on the motorcycle in the full moon.
So badass. A big fucking tire.
And then, it ends with we get a tease of the Joker.
A guy who never laughs.
A guy who never laughs, who is the richest man in Gotham and one of the richest men in the world. And
so we see that the Joker character is going to be basically a mirror of. Oh, I'm putting this back, man. It's like
a
third
twisted version of Bruce Wayne. Yeah, the usual traditional Bruce Wayne, the Playboy Bruce Wayne.
You could say that if you believe any one of the origins of the Joker, that you could say that this is merely just switching Bruce and whoever the Joker was before he became the Joker.
Yeah. But I do love the fact that he becomes a city worker and just learns from the plumbing, the electrical, the buildings, and literally being on the crews that build these buildings, so he knows how the guts. Like you said, the guts.
Well, I read this review, and they talked about how this Batman might be better than all the others when it comes to protecting and knowing Gotham, because he's built it, he's helped build it in a way that previous incarnations of
he didn't
Bruce
just
Wayne
put money into
have.
it. He actually got his hands dirty.
He knows where all the boxes, the power boxes are and shit, and all the
all right
junctions.
So let's move on now.
So I'm hoping.
Oh, by the way, I think we both say a really, really good start.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
hoping that I can get a copy of the Wonder Woman tomorrow because I'm genuinely invested in at least this book.
Yeah.
Maybe not the whole universe. We'll see how. But Wonder Woman looks and sounds awesome.
I liked it a lot more than I expected. I knew I was going to like it because it's a Batman book.
I liked it
love Batman,
way more than I thought I was.
Yeah.
I was like, this is stupid.
Well, after I finished it, I texted you. I was like, that was fucking awesome.
When we first talked about it, we were like, this is dumb. We were like, this is not the bat symbol.
I still hate the bat symbol.
It's dumb.
It was still cool though, and I popped it off his chest and used it as an axe.
Look, I'll say this. One of the great things about Batman and all these characters, one of the great things about the characters that we all know and love so much is if you take it and you take the story and you do something with it well enough with a good enough writer like Scott Snyder, you can make an entirely different world. And it's really cool. I'm hoping, I don't know, from what I understand, the Wonder Woman thing is basically she's an Amazon without Amazons.
Yeah. It's also I would like to say it's what I've always said on the show. Fatigue happens when something is done multiple times and it's not good. But when something is done right, it can you tend to forget about like I said. I always say I hate prequels because there's no stakes to them.
Yeah.
But I've also said I've been completely proven wrong because the story is good enough that I'm still invested, even though I know those characters are going to make it. I can still be invested and be like, this is actually working as a story. Yeah. It's just as long as the story is good. And like you're saying, you can reinvent Batman and Spider-Man and Superman and all these other characters so many times. Mm-hmm. If it's done with the right writer.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I am invested in this Batman because it's still amazing. Like I said, you're seeing it even with Matt Reeves stuff and with the Penguin and all this stuff. You're seeing like, oh, it excites me that there's still new ways to tell stories about these characters.
Yes.
And like you said, the foundation is strong enough. There's a reason that characters existed 80 plus years. And I think this book is another great example of that.
I'm just one of the things when we first saw the proper first preview of the Batman, and we saw like the new Batmobile, and we saw like a lot of the cinematography stuff that made it so great.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, and I remember being like, great, another Batman. Honestly, right? And I saw that first preview, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Because here's what you need to do with Batman, okay? You got to make him fucking cool. You do. You got to make him fucking cool. And there are ways to tinker with the character to make him cooler than he's been before.
Yeah.
Somehow. And
well, yeah, he's a hero. he is supposed to be this brutal, strong force of nature.
Yeah.
This blunt force of justice, and yeah, you have to, and that's what that book does. That final fight of that first issue, he
Whoops their
fucking
ass.
cleans their clocks, dude, and it's so satisfying to watch him just fucking tear everybody, and then to get the drop on a special forces agent twice and get the better of him twice with none of that training, and just be like, I'm just better at this than you think, man. Like, but you know what else? And I think this is going to touch on it more. That is that little bit of level of like, this man is still crazy. Like, this man is still dressing up like a bat.
Yep.
Beating up people. He's still kind of crazy. You got to think about it. But anyway, speaking of kind of crazy, Agatha, all along, episodes 6 and 7. No, I thought we were on 7, right? We were caught up on Agatha.
Did we do the episode where they talked about Tommy and how he became, or Billy and how he became Billy? Because this last one was,
the one dealing with the time. I'd have to go back, but yeah. So at this point, we know that William was this person that was going to have a bar mitzvah, and he was, seemingly had his life in front of him.
he basically died, and then
They get in a car accident just
Yeah.
outside of Westview, and when he dies, he wakes up and he hears Tommy, and he wakes up and he is Billy
yeah.
Maximoff.
In effect,
Wanda's-
William Kaplan dies, but
Yes.
and he wakes up as Billy Maximoff. But he basically
But he knows that, and he still lives as William Kaplan
yeah,
for 3
which
years.
is fair, whatever. And he clearly they basically, that episode is basically shows how he comes to be.
How he becomes Wiccan
yeah.
and what he's there for. So he's there on the road not to find Wanda. He's
find
there to find
Tommy.
his brother.
Yeah.
Because how their explanation is when even though he was a construct of Wanda, when he was at the end of WandaVision, when he was destroyed, he found an empty vessel, meaning William just died and saw an open body and took it. So that's why he took over William, and it's why he's alive. So his thought is, if I did it, then he can do it, and he is at the end of the road. Not Wanda,
Yeah.
but his
Yeah.
brother.
So, okay, cool. So that covers episode 6. Don't get me wrong; it was a great episode. I really, really liked it. I love it when you can take, parts of the story and reveal what was going on all along.
Right.
And it was
Agatha all along?
but it was great because I was trying to figure out how could that
And
happen.
it explains why the hex and everything, yeah.
The explanation makes total sense, and I like it. So cool. We're moving on. Episode 7, the two witches come back, and they have to fight. They have to do a tarot reading and everything. And we find out the time is not.
Yeah, Agatha and
Lilia.
and Billy can't figure out how to do the tarot cards.
reading. And then
Because
Lilia
the swords are on
and
the
Jen
ceiling
show up
dropping
again.
on
Yeah.
them every time
Which
they
is
fuck
pretty
up.
interesting. But yeah, so we learn that Lilia, it's basically Lilia's episode.
Yeah.
You could almost say that each episode has been kind of an episode for each person in the
And
cast.
it's very much like the Watchmen episode with Dr. Manhattan,
Yes.
where it's an episode told out of sequence, and it's executed so well.
Mhm.
And I love it. I hope I have the talent one day to write that story like that, because I really want to write a story about a character like that, because it's such a cool idea of a character that is literally living in
Well,
past, present, future at all times.
The best part about this episode is that they take parts from previous episodes where she has spells.
Where you kind of notice she acts weird in other episodes and says
But you
some
don't-
weird things, and then it's like, oh, now it's connecting.
maybe think about it next.
where
yeah.
she's constantly trying to communicate with herself
Or something.
throughout time.
Right, but then
And-
we realize in this episode what was really going on, which is it's pretty cool how they do that. But then the big reveal to me is that there is a physical incarnation of death in the MCU.
So Rio being death was obvious. I think in a sense of like, well, yeah, of
Which
course.
kind of stinks that we were never able to
do the Thanos thing. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Do you think they'll do something with Deadpool?
No,
because Deadpool hooks up with death in the comics.
Well, in the Marvel Strike Force game I play, there's a character called Deathpool, who's the teenage daughter of Deadpool and Death.
Yeah. It's pretty common.
Pretty powerful character, actually.
Contemporary. But
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I think that is interesting that, we're going to go with Lady Death and that she is going to exist and Rio is Death. I mean, it made sense because she said, you'll get your powers and I'll get my bodies. I was like, that kind of seemed like that was pretty telegraphed coming in. I can't. She
also takes out the Salem 7, apparently.
Yeah, and how she does it by flipping the tarot card and flipping the tower and then, sacrificing herself, falling onto the swords. And there's that sweet moment where she's like, you were my sister in the craft. And, that's why I respect you as a sister in the craft. And you do really feel for these women and you feel for the story of the road and like, but it's weird because the episodes do a really good job of making, much like the Penguin, they make you really care about these characters. But then you remember they did several times go like, oh no, someone died. Well, anyway, and even Billy called it out and said like, you guys are just doing whatever. And they're like, that's the road. It happens. She knew the risk. And it's like, so you're like, this was the first time when I was like, damn.
Well, Jen hasn't come back.
No, but like this is the first.
So she really
Miss
died.
Hart, you're
Miss
like,
Hart
dang.
really died, yeah.
But like this one was like, dang. I don't know. She didn't seem like she was one of the bad ones, But
well, I think that there's.
It was a really good death. It was a really good character sacrifice.
I know that you can take anything and make it fit for anything else. Like you can take a series, a TV series, and make it an allegory for the Civil War, or you can make it an allegory for for anything, right?
Right.
But I think as a man, I think there are themes that I'm missing. I mean, I'm probably catching more than other dudes, but I think that there are parts and themes. Like when you're a kid and you watch The Simpsons, and then you grow up and you watch The Simpsons, and you're like, oh, there's episodes.
There's things I missed. Yeah.
Right. I don't think there's things about this show that I'll ever really truly get because I'm not a woman, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I get most of it, and I think it's really excellent that not only, the showrunner and the people who are making the show are women, but also the main characters, except for Teen, are women. I think it's really excellent that there's this kind of forum that they have to like, hey, we can take a story about a witch and have her trying to get her powers back, and we can put in all sorts of shit about how we have to struggle in the real world, because we don't have the same rights as men and things like that, and I think that's excellent that they've been able to tell it, and this is the first time I've even thought about there might be other messages that I'm missing,
Yeah.
That's what a good show does, is makes you think about things you might not normally think about.
Yeah.
It's
a really good episode. I'm interested in how they're going to wrap it up.
Me too. I believe next one
episode
should
is
be
the last one. Yeah.
I would assume so.
Episode 8.
So we have what's her name and Agatha and Teen left.
Yeah. Interesting. Tyler, we're going to wrap this up here. Well, we got a long box
Are you
coming
sure?
up, so I'm going to...
Why don't you talk about Venom and I'll do a long box and then we'll get out of here.
No.
I need $100. Guess I'll just...
Stop it. I hate these dang free
I thought that was a fucking sound drop. Like, did you take...
I need $100.
Did you take a sound drop
I don't
from
even
a
know what
porn
that ad
movie?
was for, yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, right.
I need $100.
I can't pay for that pizza. I know there's another way I can pay.
Yuck.
Yeah, I know too.
Yeah,
Having
I
sex
know.
with him.
I know a couple ways.
Having sex with him.
One more.
Stick around.
I was gonna say eat your ass, but
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Come on, Cohagen, you got what you want.
give
Give
those
these people
ass.
Anyway.
Give these people ass.
Let's talk about Venom, because Tyler on Friday at 10:30 in the morning,
Oh my God!
I went and watched Venom: The Last Dance.
Where did you see it?
At my local Cinemark theater, where I am holding in my hand.
Was it Jordan Creek?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm holding in my hand a Venom popcorn bucket.
It's pretty effing sweet, dude.
It's actually just a giant Venom head. Is really what it is.
No,
he's
here's
smiling at me with his big teeth and his eyes, but
you can look online and see a picture. Now, I don't know. In real life, he's got a lid, and
You
I
just pop the head
I
open.
gotta be honest. You can. It's pretty well made, but you can see where the lid is.
yeah.
And if you're
Looks
kind of
like a
looking at
yarmulke a
it,
little
looks
bit.
like a yarmulke, so it looks like a Jewish
Venom.
Venom. Oy vey.
Oh wow.
I know.
Uh,
And if we talk into it like this, it'll make us sound like
So-
we're in a cave.
so yeah, I went in, bought that, and got myself, and I forced my wife to go because it's my birthday weekend, and she can't say no to go see this movie. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Nice job. No,
stop
I'm
it.
not done
Put
caressing
it. Put it down.
No.
But yeah. Okay, so Venom: The Last Dance
I'll put
is an interesting movie. So I'll ask you this: do you care if I tell you what happens in this movie?
No, because here's the thing: is the night before when you told me you were going to see it, I was thinking about. I didn't really have money, so I didn't. But I
I
was.
wasn't gonna make you go see this in the theater.
No, I was thinking about seeing if I could go with you guys, but A, it was your birthday kind of day, and B, I didn't really have money. So the fact that I saw the first one,
And the second, we saw the second.
We
one.
saw the
Let
second one
There
in the
Be
theater.
Carnage in theater.
right, but we saw the first one here because you wanted me to see it.
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray.
Yeah. So, no, go ahead and tell me. If you want to do spoilers and all that,
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
mind
I mean,
because
it's spoiler
I'm
time.
willing to bet that there's not a lot of stuff that has. I don't know. Tell me everything.
So
That's
anyway,
spoiler alert.
this is Venom: The Last Dance, and for whatever reason, this is the end to a trilogy.
Can I just ask you questions?
Sure, I guess.
Does he die? Does Eddie Brock
Venom
die?
dies.
Venom dies?
Air quotes. So anyway,
Because he's still alive
shut
in the
up.
MCU?
Let me tell you the plot. So what happens is, by the way, Null is not even hard. What you have seen of him in the trailer and any clips online is what you have seen of Null in this movie. He is not the big bad. He is there to set something else up, which is so dumb, but that's what they're doing.
Tell us.
Well, they're trying to make him like the Thanos of the Sony universe. But so the movie opens with Null and him sending out his monsters that you saw in the trailer to try and find the Codex, which is in the comics of how he's going to. He's stuck on Clintar, and he's trying to find the Codex that'll free him away from killing the planet.
Yeah.
So the King in Black can return. Venom has the Codex because in the story of this, Venom was able to revive Eddie when he died, and when he did that, that created the Codex, which is created the key to get Null. And Eddie's like, well, good thing I didn't die. And he goes, well, funny story. They have a quick flashback. Technically, at the end of the first movie, Eddie did die. So now the Codex exists. So the whole big plot of this is that they are trying to get to New York so Eddie can clear his name because he's being accused of killing the guy from the cop from the last movie,
Right, yeah.
who is still alive, and he
Does he turn out to be what's his name?
Toxin? I don't even think so. I don't even know what he is, dude. There's so many fucking symbiotes in this movie. There's so many. So this movie. Look, I want to be very upfront about this. And I told my wife this too. Very clear. This movie's not good. This movie is shit. And I will tell you this. is the most action-packed, and I would say probably the most entertaining of the three.
Wow.
Maybe not, because the first one is pretty entertaining. But I will say
Number 2 is pretty good.
all three of these movies are bad. But all three of these movies are, for me, good bad in a sense of like I can see them for what they are and accept them for what they are as shit. And I never thought they would ever be anything more than shit. They're fucking Venom movies. I'm not asking for Scorsese, man. I'm not asking for Oliver Stone. So I want to make that very clear.
Okay.
There's a moment when my...
What?
So the whole problem, the MacGuffin of this plot is they can't fully be Venom. Because if they become fully Venom, these monsters that are all over will find him. They'll be like the little swirly thing, like the comic books, that'll pop up and be like, Eddie, they'll come after us and they'll see us. I will say, there was a cool moment where they were on a plane. They were literally slapped onto the side of a plane, riding a plane. And the bug creature, they fight on the plane, and then they fall off, and they untransform, and Venom turns into like a parachute. And they land, and it's the thing where they have his head come out and talk. But it's actually really interesting because his head is like moving around and scanning the sky to look for that monster while he's talking. And I'm like, okay, at least they're doing some interesting things. I'll almost forget the stupid margarita part at the beginning of this movie where he gets sucked back into the Sonyverse and he's like, Margarita Eddie! Ah! They just make a margarita like they were doing in the other movie when they're making breakfast. And it's like pro wrestling. They're really interesting, fun moments, but there's a lot of moments where I'm like, I can't explain why that's on the screen because why are we doing that? It happens multiple times in this movie. So the big plot is like Eddie is trying to get to New York and get some help and just
Clear
be
his
like,
name,
clear his name,
but they can't be Venom. Right, okay.
So,
which is why they have a horse Venom,
yes,
among other things.
yeah.
I can't imagine.
But I will say this: there's a lot of action scenes, and this movie is actually surprisingly violent for a PG-13 movie.
Okay.
Like the way these bugs work is they will eat a dude, but their mouth is like a grinder. So when they eat them, they shoot out red mist at the back of their head every time they eat people and stuff. And I'm like, that's pretty gory for a PG-13 movie.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a whole military team that's out to get these symbiotes. And we find out in the bowels of Area 51, not making that up, they're in Area 51 where the symbiotes are. We see like a bunch of jars of all these different colored symbiotes. I'm like, well, that's gonna be something, is what I thought in my head. I'm like, they're gonna pop up at the end. So all this shit happens, and there's this whole thing of like Eddie longing for a life with a family and without Venom and what that could be. And Venom's like, I know, Eddie, that you could probably be a good dad. Blah, 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 blah. He gets picked up by this hippie family. By the same actor that plays Lizard in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but he's not the Lizard in this. He's just a dude. I don't know why. But so anyway, they have that whole thing, and that's when he's like, Eddie, you would be a good dad. I don't know. I think so, Venom. So then they go to the area. Honestly, that's probably better than most of the dialogue in this movie. So then they get to Area 51. We got to get to the big third act fight. And I will say the last 30 minutes is just all sorts of action. Some of it.
So wait a second. He's going to New York to clear his name. And then
Tyler, I don't know. Don't ask me where the plot goes. Because guess what?
He just got so like, hey man, I didn't fucking write it, dude.
Because as you started asking that question, I remembered. I was like, I know. They kind of lose those plot lines as I'm saying it. That's not a good.
He's on his way to New York, and then all of a sudden he's on his way to Area 51, and then he's in Area 51, right? Apparently.
I forget. I don't care. They have to.
Anyway, remember? Okay, so obviously the cop shows up at some point, in the previews he does. So what?
Oh, the SEAL team, like people.
I don't know the cop that he killed. Toxin.
Yes.
So what is he doing?
He's not Toxin in this. They just abandoned that storyline. So like his symbiote left him for dead. So then they fused him with a different symbiote, and the symbiote explains the whole story of Null and gives all that exposition. and it just says, "Hey, you." The thing is like, and they said the whole thing. If Venom dies, the Codex gets destroyed. If Eddie dies, this Codex is destroyed. If one of them die, this Codex goes away. If they're still together and they become Venom, the Codex will exist, right?
Great.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Makes total sense.
I want to tell you this. So we end up in Area 51 because it gets stopped short completely in Vegas because they end up in Vegas because that's where the hippies drop them off. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll try and make some money at a casino so that we can keep going to New York because that's still the plan.
You're going the wrong fucking way.
Well, they start in California.
Oh!
They start in Mexico and work their way up because that's where they end up at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home. And so Jesus Christ. The more I explain this out loud, the worse this movie is.
No, it sounds awesome.
I can't believe it. I spent money on it.
No, keep going.
So
Okay.
you're going to love this. So they end up in Vegas.
Yeah.
So they gamble and they lose all their money.
Mm.
But they do run into Mrs. Chin.
I saw that in the previews. There's a big dance number, right?
That is not just for the trailers. That's in the movie. And goddamn it, Tyler, that is how the Bug finds Venom to get him to the third act fight in the Area 51. Is he's like, "You never let me do anything I want, Eddie," and transforms into Venom and dances with Mrs. Chen for way too long. Like, this scene goes on for a minute to 5 minutes longer than it should. And so the Bug thing shows up. And then we have a fight, and that goes to Area 51 where all the other symbiotes are. And then, oh no, the little Bug thing snuck in there. So then the Bug guys are there. They're fighting in Area 51. And then he's like, "Get the symbiotes!" So then they open it up, and all these symbiotes pop out. So these workers these lab workers at this like little site where all the other symbiotes are, they start merging with the symbiotes. So we have this big, huge, multiple symbiotes fighting this Bug scene, which is actually kind of fun and interesting.
Cool.
Like all these other symbiotes.
I mean, are they interesting designs and
yeah,
shit?
there's
at
like a
least?
molten one.
Okay, cool.
There's one that like fuses with another one, and they have like two heads, and they're fighting. And then there's one. there's one character. I love how every time you laugh is when I put my hand in my palm because I have to explain a stupid fucking plot
so
point.
please tell me the dumbest one.
There's this lab worker that has a Christmas pin on her coat. They just call it Christmas. She goes, "I made a point because my mom gave me this pin. It's a sentimental thing, whatever." How that gets called back is that like green and red fucking Christmas tree pin is what like fuses to the symbiote to make that the color of the symbiote. So it's like a green, red, Christmassy looking symbiote.
Wow.
These Venom movies.
So they're fighting the Bug
hard.
thing.
So then they fight, and then the Bugs, but they have to at some point. Eddie and Venom they have to merge in a fight to save everybody. Blah blah blah. So then more and more Bugs keep showing up because they're like, boom, the Codex is here. We're all going to Earth, and they keep showing up. And Eddie's about to die. He's been gashed, and Venom comes out and says, like, "Eddie, they're going to keep coming, so we got to stop this." And he heals Eddie to say, like, "This is it, man. We're going to have to split." They form, because, oh, my God. These Bugs can't see him unless they're fully transformed. So these Bugs are almost blind until that. But it doesn't make sense because they fight other people and eat other people and do shit to other people throughout the movie. I don't understand. Whatever. Anyway. So all these Bugs don't really see him, and then they put out their heads like, "Come get us," and they transform. So when they're trying to get to Venom, they keep merging into him, and there's this big glob mass of things, and he's moving over to this like chemical like acid burn thing. And there's a guy, the general that was fighting him, he's dying. He's like, "Here, flip the switch, activate it, burn it all." So Venom is going to sacrifice himself, die, kill all those Bugs, and that's going to lock away Null and whatever.
Yeah.
So he puts his... which so many reviews have said this movie does not earn the emotional beats it's going for at the end, and it's absolutely true. So Venom takes his tentacle thing out and puts a metal door over Eddie to protect him from the blast, and it boom, explodes. kills all the things, and he dies. He's like, I will never forget you, Eddie. Don't forget me. And this isn't a goodbye. It's a, we'll just see you later. Blah, blah. He explodes, dies. So then we cut to a hospital bed. This is the ending. And a general shows up and expunges his name, and he says, like, thanks for your help stopping, Noel showing up and all that. We'll expunge everything, whatever. And then, Tyler, this is the funniest part of the movie. Eddie Brock is walking in the city to Memories by Maroon 5.
Okay.
And we're getting flashbacks of all the movies, the other two movies, and all these movies. And somebody on a podcast said this, and I'm going to steal it because it's funny as shit. This movie gaslights you into trying to make it seem like, hey, this Venom trilogy was a cohesive, solid trilogy. Made a lot of sense. And look how sentimental this whole thing is. And then the whole movie is they want to go to New York to clear his name, and Venom wants to see the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
And so the last shot of that movie is Eddie Brock looking at the Statue of Liberty. He's going, it's like, I hope you don't, remember he says, I hope you don't forget me, Eddie. He's looking at the Statue of Liberty, and Eddie Brock goes, I won't forget you, buddy. Credits. That's your movie. And he's looking out at the Statue of Liberty. Another thing this movie does, 3 Venom movies without having Spider-Man. 3 times they try and tease something with Spider-Man. They even go to the lengths of, some judge kicked me out of New York because the reporting I did in New York, but I'm going to go back because he owes me, this judge to clear my name. So implying that, hey, he worked for the Daily Bugle. Is Spider-Man going to show up in this? Nope. We just did it for that part to just be like, hey, I didn't.
So is there like an end credits thing?
There's a post-credit scene where Noel says, this doesn't make any sense, right? Because you think the whole point of the Codex was Venom dies, the Codex dies. They have to sacrifice. It's the last dance, right? Mm-hmm. But he says, your champion is fallen. The King of Black is coming. And he finally shows his face to the screen and it cuts to black. Doesn't make sense because you just told me in the movie that the Codex was the key. So how is he getting to Earth? Is Venom still alive? And then there's another scene that I didn't stay in the theater for, but I read about it, where also Juno Temple had a whole character. Her brother got struck by lightning, and her left arm doesn't really work because she got hit by the lightning, and the electricity transferred to her brother, kills her brother. She gets electrical powers from her symbiote. There's a whole thing with her. I don't care. And then there's an implication because they say we got cockroaches here, and cockroaches can bomb with the symbiote, and cockroaches survive anything. So I think the implication is a piece of Venom landed on this little cockroach, and it imply that Venom really isn't dead, and that's how we're gonna have Venom show up in potentially a Spider-Man movie or maybe Venom 4. I don't know. But I'll tell you this much.
Did you have fun?
At parts I did, but I will say this. I'm okay with it being over. We don't need any more Venom movies. Please stop. Or at least, I don't know, put Spider-Man in it. Have Venom be in a Spider-Man movie?
The thing that sucks is Sony has decided.
Well, because the MCU won't let them touch it.
Well, Sony has decided, rather than try and play nice or whatever, they've decided that all they need, and truthfully, that's all you need, is the white eyes and the big toothy smile and the black
Venom. Yeah.
But I got to be honest, I always see him with a big spider, a white spider on his chest. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. I mean,
Venom is really the only one that you can get away with doing that because Marvel has done so much with that character, especially recently, to kind of make his own character.
You can absolutely, they have done 3 movies. But his
origin is tied to Spider-Man. Tied to Spider-Man.
The whole Null thing goes back to
that's them trying to retcon
Didn't they try to say that Peter is the representation of the spider totem in this world or some stupid shit?
They've done that,
and that's tied to Null somehow and whatever. So right.
No,
isn't it?
It's more tied
because Null's got a big red spider thing.
it's complicated.
Why the fuck are we even trying to decide this crap?
Because the totem thing is with Madam Web and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that where we get the Edge of the Spider-Verse? I don't fucking care.
Anyway, what's your long box?
My long box is Rise of the Beasts, and let me tell you, Transformers, Rise of the Beasts. It's fantastic.
I've already reviewed it.
We're gonna go down to East Orange next week and watch it. All right, that was my Jersey accent. I don't know why we're doing.
What'd you think of it?
I really liked it. So I started watching it, and it was this morning. It was like 9 o'clock. 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I got 2 hours till football starts. I don't really want to watch like a TV show and just be bored. So I thought, let me see what's on. I think I was on Paramount. I think it was on Paramount. I have a bunch of those streaming apps, and I was on.
It's definitely on Paramount Plus.
Something. But I was on, I picked like a random streaming app that I have, and it was like one of the first things. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that, and I've been wanting to see it. I was really, really impressed. I really liked, apparently Bumblebee and this one are prequels to like the Bay Transformers movies.
I guess. I don't know anymore.
Which really depresses me because those movies are horrifying.
I also think they're just their own thing at this point.
I would like them to be. Why not? Just
make
making their own thing.
I honestly think Bumblebee was like a reboot to all of it.
That's what I thought.
The way that I viewed it.
That's what I thought that they kind of intended it to be. Because how many did they do? 5 or 6?
They did 5, yeah.
And they were like the last 3 were apparently just awful.
Yeah, I mean all of them are pretty bad.
Oh yeah. Here's one thing.
The
I
last
liked
two, especially the Mark Wahlberg one that I heard, were just woof.
Yeah, here's the one. The things that I liked about it. There's a lot of CGI in this movie, clearly, but they did it in such a way, and they used practical effects to put marks in the ground and whatnot to show skids and things like that. They did enough practical stuff that it made the CGI look good. It made it look better than it maybe would have if they had done all CGI.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's a CGI robot going through a CGI mountain. No, here's a CGI robot hitting a mountain that we wired to explode to look like, So I really like that. I like the 2 main characters, the 2 human characters, Noah and Elena. I really liked those characters. I'm a shithead from like the 1986, Transformers. Yeah. I'm a Unicron groupie, man.
Yeah.
And somebody told me that Unicron shows up in what? The last one, the last night?
No, the
last Michael Bay movie, apparently he's teased in the last one, apparently.
Yeah.
And that's what you told me when you saw this movie, is like, how can he be in this movie if he's teased in the very, whatever.
So that's why I think it's all just rebooted. I have no fucking...
I figure reboot
They have
whole
been
thing.
super fucking vague about it anyway, so I don't know.
One thing I like is that all the voice acting is really good. I really like Pete Davidson as Mirage. Peter Dinklage as Scourge. I liked how... because they have Cyclonus and Scourge and the Sweeps, okay? In the original cartoon movie. And Scourge was this one guy, and they all looked like him, and they were just a bunch of him, and they were called the Sweeps, and those were his like dudes. Yeah. And then Cyclonus was like one dude.
Yeah.
I liked that I wished they would have made a little bit more of an effort to make Scourge's design more reminiscent of the original cartoon, kind of, just like a beard kind of thing.
Yeah.
I fucking loved Stratosphere.
Yeah.
That was cool as hell, right? And being able to see
that whole shot at the end when they're fighting and it looks like it's all CG, right?
Of
but
course.
They make it look like it's a one shot of all the Transformers fighting each other. Like that was so fucking
It's
cool.
all really good.
Dude, the Optimus Prime 1-upping it is like, that was mine. Like that is like fucking that
I liked when they finally transformed. Rhinox, I think, was my favorite one because we didn't see nearly enough of him.
But the Cheetah one was cool too. Like,
they're all
those
fucking
are
cool.
Yeah.
But seeing RC in live action, quote unquote,
because it's not really there. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Was really, really neat. It's all good. I really, really liked it. I don't think I'm going to see Bumblebee just because I don't need to.
It's good.
I
enjoyed it.
know, but I've already seen the sequel
Haley
to it.
Steinfeld's really good at it. And John Cena actually is really good as the villain.
Oh, wow.
Because really, we're going to trust these guys? They're called Decepticons. That's what
Is Bumblebee the only Transformer in it?
Yeah, but he's fighting like two other. He's like, it's actually a really more intimate movie, surprisingly enough.
See, I'm not into that.
Oh my god!
I like the whole, let's show the big CGI battle at the end.
You're part of the fucking problem.
Am I?
You're killing cinema.
I'm the one who
You
loves
piece of
poor
shit.
things. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.